The story starts by introducing us to Milo Stanfield, a man with autism spectrum disorder, ASD. He's standing on a street in New Jersey, watching a woman in a flower shop. He's making complex calculations based on the events happening around him. He intently observes a bus in the distance, a pothole in the road, a street artist, and a bicyclist. He then crosses the street and places a pen on a mailbox near the pothole. His actions follow a precise, calculated sequence. A taxi drives into the pothole, splashing water onto the pen and knocking it to the ground. The street artist notices the pen and bends down to pick it up. Just then, the cyclist speeds by, collides with the artist, and crashes into the mailbox. The mailbox falls onto a nearby fruit stand, causing a commotion that distracts the bus driver. The driver, failing to see the traffic signal turn red, plows the bus directly into the woman from the flower shop, killing her instantly. Milo's plan is a success, and he calmly walks away from the scene. The next scene introduces us to FBI Special Agent Olivia Dunham, who works for the Fringe Division of Homeland Security and specializes in paranormal activities. Due to a head injury, Olivia is returning to work after several days. At Fringe headquarters, her team supervisor, Charlie, welcomes her back. We're then shown the head of the agency, Walter Nett Bishop, who is talking to a lab assistant named Flip about Olivia's return. Flip worriedly says that this isn't the real Olivia, but a duplicate named Folivia, and that including her on the team was a mistake. Walter Nett counters that he doesn't do anything without a reason. He reveals that he has implanted the real Olivia's memories into Folivia's brain. The reason for this is that only Folivia can travel between this universe and another without any problems. Walter wants to understand how she travels between universes. To do that, they need to make Folivia believe that she belongs to this universe. Flip asks, what will happen if she finds out their true intentions? The chief says that if that happens, they won't need her anymore. Charlie briefs his team about the bus accident, revealing that it's the second one this week, with both victims dying in the same way. He warns the team that the investigation is dangerous and to be cautious. Soon, the FBI team arrives at the accident site and begins searching for clues. The team is led by FBI agent Lincoln Lee, who has scars on his face. Charlie examines the victim's body and gets her details from her fingerprints, learning that her name is Julian Foster. Olivia questions the bus driver, who is in shock. He says that he's never run over a person or animal before and has no idea how this happened. Meanwhile, Agent Lee tries to find any natural causes for the accident, but finds nothing. He does, however, find a ballpoint pen at the scene. After questioning an eyewitness, Olivia tells Agent Lee that the street artist bent down to pick up the pen, which is when the cyclist collided with him and knocked over the fruit stand. Agent Lee concludes that the entire chain of events was started by that pen and culminated in the victim's death. The next day at Fringe headquarters, Agent Lee and Charlie try to figure out the connection between the two bus accidents that happened within the same week. As Agent Lee looks at photos from the first accident and sees the same ballpoint pen, he starts to suspect that these weren't accidents at all, but carefully planned events. They meet with Esther, a mathematician at the Fringe agency, and give her the details of the events. She says that it's impossible for one person to orchestrate the same type of events twice, according to their own will. Just then, they receive news that a third accident has occurred. Esther is shocked. They immediately rush to the scene and find that this time the victim survived. Eyewitnesses say that a dog suddenly ran into the street, causing the driver to lose control of the bus. Olivia notices a ballpoint pen rolling on the ground. She realizes that the chain of events isn't over, and that something else is about to happen. She looks around and spots Milo on a bridge, watching them with a strange look. Seconds later, a man wearing earbuds crosses the street and is suddenly run over by a speeding ambulance. Olivia is now certain that Milo is behind everything. She alerts her team and they start running toward Milo. Seeing them approach, Milo immediately calculates another chain reaction of events and throws a bicycle off the bridge. This causes an approaching bus to swerve and go under the bridge. Olivia orders Milo to surrender at gunpoint, but at the last second, he jumps off the bridge, lands safely on the top of the bus, and escapes. Milo gets home, where his sister Madeline is worried about him. She tells him that the hospital has called her several times, but Milo ignores her. Madeline tells him to surrender because he has gone too far. But Milo, knowing what she's about to say, finishes her sentences for her and silences her. A little while later, Madeline shows Milo a small toy horse, which reminds him of their mother. Milo becomes sad looking at it, but tells Madeline that these things don't mean anything to him anymore. Agent Lee is taken to the hospital for his regular skin checkup. Before going into the treatment room, he tells Olivia to quickly find the similarity between the victims of the 3 accidents. Olivia goes back to headquarters and talks to the eyewitnesses. During the investigation, she finds out that all 3 victims had a direct or indirect connection to a medical center. She tells Charlie, and they immediately head to the medical center. There, Olivia sees that some patients are using the same kind of ballpoint pen because they can't use digital devices. They meet with the chief doctor, Dr. Han, who recognizes the victims of the 3 accidents and gives them some details. He says that all the victims were part of an experiment to increase the intelligence of mentally challenged patients. He shows them a video of the experiment, which also shows Milo. The doctor says that Milo was a subject in the experiment and that his IQ level increased significantly. At his sister Madeline's request, they discharged Milo from the hospital. But they had warned Madeline that such a high IQ could be dangerous and that she should bring him back to the hospital as soon as possible so they could reverse the effects and make him normal again. He adds that they have called her several times but have not received a response. Furthermore, anyone who tries to control Milo ends up dead. Olivia and Charlie go to meet Madeline, unaware that Milo is watching Olivia and noting her every move to predict her next actions. Charlie and Olivia reach Milo's house. They ask Madeline about Milo, but she says she knows nothing. They know she's lying and tell her how heinous Milo's crimes are and that he will kill more people if he isn't stopped soon. Charlie goes to check Milo's room. Olivia tells Madeline how much she loved her own sister, who passed away one day, and that she misses her a lot. Hearing this, Madeline feels sympathy for Olivia and shares some things about her brother. She says that Milo can predict many events, down to the smallest details. But when she shows him the toy horse their mother gave him, his concentration is completely broken. Madeline now trusts Olivia and doesn't want anyone else to die because of Milo, so she gives Olivia a small note with the address of the hotel where Milo is staying. Olivia and Charlie discuss how to catch Milo with Esther, but they quickly realize that Milo will predict any plan they come up with, so they go straight to Milo's hotel without a plan. Milo is looking out of his hotel room, calculating what will happen in the next few minutes. Using his ability, he predicts that Olivia and Charlie will come, chase him, and that he will lead Olivia to a construction site where the air is thin, meaning there is very little oxygen. He calculates that he will then trap and kill Olivia under a pile of cement blocks. Just as he predicted, Olivia and Charlie arrive at the hotel. They see Milo standing on the street and run toward him. He runs straight to the construction site, and they chase him. Olivia is unaware that it's a trap. There is a warning sign for thin air, but she doesn't see it. If she had seen the sign, she would have stopped to put on a respirator. Milo had predicted that she would stop to put on a respirator, which is when he would attack. But she doesn't stop, which throws off his calculations. Olivia runs away from the pile of cement blocks where Milo had intended to crush her. Milo is shocked to see his calculations go wrong, and Olivia finally catches him. Because of the lack of oxygen, Olivia has trouble breathing, but Charlie comes just in time with a respirator. He asks her why she didn't stop to put on the respirator, and she says she didn't see the warning sign. Later, Olivia takes Madeline to the hospital where Milo is interacting with a supercomputer. The doctor explains that the IQ-boosting drugs given to Milo have had a permanent effect on his brain, and there is no way to reduce his IQ now. His brain is so advanced that no one except a supercomputer can understand him. Madeline is heartbroken to hear this, and leaves the toy horse in the room with him before leaving. That same evening, Olivia has a vision of her boyfriend, Peter, who lives in the other universe. Peter tells her that she doesn't belong in the universe she is in, and that she doesn't know its ways, which is probably why she didn't see the thin air warning sign. But because of this, her life was saved. If she had known that there were warning signs in such places, she would have died at that construction site. He tells her that she needs to recall her old memories. With that, he kisses Olivia and disappears. And with that, the story ends. If you like this video, the story and the explanation, please share it with others, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Until then, see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.